So how we doing, fam? Welcome back to more DayZ. My name is Raven from the Sky. And let's do this. Plant a little garden, 2 pumpkin, harvest. Not going, I didn't water it, so it's going to be a while before we get back here. It's not going to be in the same play session, I'll tell you that much. It's been forever. I think that was 4 last time. It's been forever since I played it. So, of course, the server resets, players come in, snacking and all that stuff. But I got plenty to go around. All right, let's pit stop. We'll put one here. This one will be zucchini, peppers. That should be done in about no more than an hour. Let's see what we got in here. We're helping players out. There's plenty to go around. But if you want to be courteous, you can always put back what you ate. You're going to have plenty, so you can always replant the seeds. That's what I do when I feast from somebody else's garden. Just put it back. Be courteous if you want to. You don't have to. It is a survival game. It's morals, not rules. You know what I mean? And morals can only go so far. That's why you hey, are you friendly? Yeah, I'm friendly. Turn your back. Boom. See, that's why you kind of develop like trust issues playing this. I hate to say it. I hate to put it that way, but it's true. It's like you don't know whether to trust a person. Anybody could make a good gesture and pretend to be friendly and then shoot you in the back and then steal your loot because they're starving. I mean, it's about survival, and that's survival. I was going to go in and see if there was cargo pants in that, but I'm not now. I do not feel like fighting these zombies, so we're going to keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on, like in Death Stranding. All right. But yeah, you don't know what someone's true intentions are. But no, it's just the same, just the opposite. People are genuine. There are genuine people that play this, and you'll meet some awesome people. A lifelong survival friend, right? That won't shoot you in the back. Will share their food, share their loot. You should in turn share with them, and you'll have a happy-go-lucky time exploring the far vast corners of the island, right? Right. But just be wary of the bandits that are up to no good, that will raid your base, raid your apartment, raid your stashes. You know how many boards it takes planks to make a box? I think it's 50. I'm not sure what materials I need to make the. I mean, I just looked that up on YouTube. I don't know why how to do this, and just look it up on YouTube. So many different DayZ tubers now. It's ridiculous. I'm not a DayZ tuber, although I do upload DayZ content as you see on my channel. DayZ tubers, like, that's all they play. That's all that's on their channel. Occasionally, they might throw some Rust in there. Throw some 7 Days to Die in there. Throw some H1Z1 in there. But that was the first H1Z1 to really blow up with the whole battle royale. Because first it was when the very first time it launched, it was more so like like DayZ. And I wanted to check it out, but I'm not even sure if that game mode is even still around. Did they scrap it or what? I need to look at it. I used to watch a YouTuber by the name of I think his name is Royal. He used to play it. He was walking around. It was like DayZ, like this. It wasn't really the whole battle royale thing. And then when they came out with the King of the Hill, their battle royale game mode, it's like took off. And then you got PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and you got Fortnite. I can't remember if PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was out first. No, Fortnite was out first, I think. But I mean, as far as consoles, I think Fortnite was out first. Or was it PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds? I don't know. But I know H1Z1 was out. H1Z1 was out like, I want to say like early 2015. I was watching that. So H1Z1 to me was the first. I think Fortnite was still in development when H1Z1 was kind of like skyrocketing. But the initial gameplay to me was, it seemed like it was DayZ. It was like this. It was DayZ. And then there was the WarZ. Y'all remember that back in like, what was it, 2013? It was going like head to head with DayZ, but it ended up like tanking. I think that folded. I don't even know if that's even, you can even play it anymore. And so far, this is like the survival king right here. Here's a sharpening stone. Repair this pickaxe. But yep. Keep on keeping on. Establish a nice route. Come on, man. You gotta establish. You get on this game. You have to establish yourself a nice loot route. That you can. So, I'm telling you, you once you get a loot route, you will never be attached to your freaking loot again. You may feel some type of way in the moment, like if you overthink a situation that you could have easily bested the player in, but you end up losing. Like me. It pisses me off sometimes, the stupid decisions I make. You know what I'm saying? Something like that piss you off, but other than that, don't get attached to your loot. There's no point because you can get it back. It may not spawn in the same spot. It may not spawn as frequent, or it may be a different color or style, but nonetheless, you can get it back. Like, it's actually harder to get an all-black setup than you think it is. Like, usually I have black cargo pants with this, the black tactical shirt, with the black vest, and usually the balaclava on. But I'm rocking the beret, military beret. I'm a bit overconfident, not wearing any head protection. But hey, I consider myself a DayZ vet at this point. I've sunk so many hours into it. But if you're a noob, I recommend rocking some type of head protection. Ballistic vest. Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing against it. Can only help, but it's just I'm sort of kind of blending style with safety at the same time. Like, you run into this, it's probably me online. You know what I mean? Because who dresses like this? Let me know. All DayZ players I see online, they're always heavies, or they're dressing like new fresh spawns. Ripped up clothes and stuff. Oh, I thought that always confuses me when that renders in over there. It looked like it was a person. My heart skipped a beat. I'm sure somebody, but I haven't seen anyone. Like I said, all the people I watch dress like heavies. Or they wear the regular clothes. Right now I got different styles. Usually I rock the t-shirt with the holster, the shoulder holster. I love the chest holster. I love it. But we're rocking the tack vest, so I can carry some extra loot. Got a lot of stamina, more than half. No, absolutely nothing less than half. No backpack. What, are you crazy? No. You travel faster that way. Your character's lighter, you got more gas in the tank. You can outrun 90% of the DayZ players, because 90% of the DayZ players play like heavies. Can't stress this enough. Now, I understand updates coming out, but at the time of this recording, it hasn't been out yet, the new update. By the time this drops, it probably will be. Updates coming out that sometimes changes the way players play. You know, people upload videos, you know, and that also helps change the way people play. So that changed the way I play. I saw a video where the guy said it was like initially just a challenge, and I loved it. And that influenced me to keep playing this way. I already started shifting to this, at least a lighter build. I'm still carrying a backpack, but see, that just further cemented and further like influenced my decision to change over to the lightweight, not necessarily a stealth build. I would need like a silencer, all the everything all blacked out, silence weapon. I'm trying to think, should I take this and hide it? Bury it. But just a lighter build. And in turn, you also make less noise, especially if you're wearing, well, I'm wearing boots. Because I favor that knife. I like to favor that knife holster. The less things you carry in your main inventory, the more space you'll save and the less stamina you take up. Well, I know you'll save more space because it has its own slot. Like more things with its own slot with like I got a tactical belt, got 2 holsters. Actually, let me go back and get that P1. I can put that in the holster. And when I get ready to bury it, I can I'll just bury it. I said I was gonna start. That's the next thing I'm gonna start doing. That's not necessarily a challenge. It's just I never did that. I would always just, oh well, if I died, I just try to go back and recover whatever loot that the person didn't take. But I see that it's actually beneficial, especially when I have a route now that I know. It's beneficial to adjust my mic here. It's beneficial to have stash spots, right? That way, like if you spawn on the coast near a town and you have like a little stash spot if no one found it, it's like a little starter box. Like that's why I'm gonna start researching how to make those boxes and make them. Only thing is, you walk real slow because I found one on my streaming account. Someone had it in like a house, a random house at the town that we're gonna go to, that southern town that I usually set up shop in. He had a box in there. I took it. He was making his own little stash starter box of his own. He had disinfectant. He had he had a weapon. Actually, no, I put the weapon in there. I found a revolver, threw it in there. He had disinfectant. He had a couple pieces of food. But there was no need in having disinfectant and alcoholic tincture in there. I got rid of that. It's taking up too much space. So I put pants and a puffer, one of those quilted jackets in there. So warmth, got clothing. I got a couple pieces of food that won't spoil. It's probably, I think it was chips or something that won't spoil because if I put like the fruit in there, it'll go bad because you're burying it, you know. It's a little starter box just to get you going. Something to get you going. Get you to the next town, get you some food so you don't starve. Depending on how far away from it you are, probably already found some food. All you gotta do is forage from the trees. Not the bushes, the trees. Don't misunderstand. They usually drop apples and pears and plums. But you gotta check. There's nothing here. I don't even think that's a fruit tree, but definitely check the bottom of trees. I feel like people take that more so for granted. They more so just try to find like canned food, random snack food around the map, which is on Chernobyl isn't as hard as you think it is, but it's still, when you're in red, you don't want to depend on that. You're more likely to find fresh fruit from a tree than I feel like than the canned food or beans and stuff. But then also it depends on like the ecosystem of that server, how good the spawns are. Have anybody been, duplicating, like burying the items? It depends on that. All that stuff is a factor into the spawn probability. Coast is clear. It's usually a convoy right here, but that's not there. Guess it didn't spawn this game. See what I mean? Depends. But I'm just speaking from my own personal experiences. What I say is not the end-all, be-all. Except for, you know, updates and stuff. Obviously, that is. When it just, if you talk about something that's actually in the game and they added in the update, obviously. But as far as strategic play and, you know, what you shouldn't do isn't the end-all, be-all, because we all have our own play style. Like someone could Joe Blow could hop on here and be like, "Hey, Raven, you need to carry a backpack. You need to carry like a combat backpack or something with a lot of slots in it so you can carry more ammo, carry more guns, and blah, 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 blah. And you'll be prepared to take on a small army." I disagree. I say you don't need all those weapons and you don't need all that ammo. See how I thought it was somebody walking across the field when the bushes were rendering in. But like I was saying, you don't need all that ammo, and you don't need all those guns. For what? When you're only going to use one. If that, because as I said before, you don't want to use tempting. Put some nails on it or combine it with barbed wire to make Lucille from The Walking Dead. Man. Tempting, but I need to be able to plant my food and bury my goods. But anyway, when you're only going to use one weapon and you're only going to use that, I guess one day I'll go across there. It's been years since I've been over there in a place in a video. And even then, I think one video, and the other time I've been on there, I think I was streaming. But I'm all over the place with this commentary. Oh yes, weapons. You're only going to use one, and you only going to use it in PvP. At least that's the way. Like I said, not the end all be all. We all play. That's how I play, and that's actually how 80% of the players on DayZ plays. But of course, you have the other 20% that's going to use weapons on everybody, on everything. And if you do that, if it's not silenced, you're going to attract every zombie within like 20, 30 feet. They're going to rush you. So that's why it's never really a good idea to use a weapon unless you absolutely have to. Again, PvP, because the other person's going to have a gun. Can't stress that enough. They're going to have a gun unless they just spawned. I'm going to call a spade, all right? They're going to have a gun unless they just spawned. So you want to have you want to have a gun and you want to be prepared. What I'm working with here. Up there says we wipes. I'm going to lose all this, but I'm not stressing because I know how to get it back. You guys, and you know I know because you guys watched the video. You see my loot run. What we have here, Vega, or Vega, however you pronounce it. Auto shotgun. Tears people to shreds, clears rooms. Probably like the best gun as far as medium close range with brute stopping power. And a good fire rate on full auto. However, there are guns with even faster fire rates than this, like the Bison. Again, you can get off, one shot? They can get off 3 to 5 up close. So I think this is the best, especially, but you gotta land your shots, obviously. Alright, so after we're coming up on the police station, which is always can be suspect because anything police stations, military bases, they're player hubs. What I mean by that, they're like the most popular places players like to loot, especially when you fresh spawn and you have a loot run and you know where I know where the because that's where at least the mid tier loot spawns. The best tier loot now spawns in like the gas zones. You can't beeline those. You have to get a full body NPC hazmat suit and all that, gas mask and everything. So you can't just straight beeline. So you have to opt out for the mid tier loot. which necessarily isn't bad. Because most players aren't going to be walking around with plate carriers, the bulletproof vests that you get from the military base. Specifically, the central base. It's that big one with the airfield on it. It's towards like the middle. There's one I think towards the northeast. I think that also has an airfield and it has a hospital attached to it. I think. 'Cause I keep getting them. I get them mixed up, but yeah, no, that's the one because the one that most people go to doesn't have the airfield. It has like a prison. So when you always see people getting the gunfights on YouTube at, it has hangars. Stab best. I'll try to find some 9mm ammo for this P1. And if I find a hard case, I'll bury it. So I don't want no rubber slugs. That's just, dude, I got into it with a player and shot at him with it. It didn't even do nothing. I guess you should say, is there rubber? Of course not. But no. It's that close. It's supposed to knock him uncon. But it didn't. And I ended up getting killed because of that. And from now on, when I see them, that pisses me off. Because it seems to me that they don't do anything. Again, at least with my experience. I got screwed over, I guess. This town is littered with freaking... Alright, we're gonna go the back way. God, that kills your stamina when you climb. Only time that stamina bar is really all the way full is when I'm a fresh spawn, but carry quite some gear. But this is about it. Limited to what I can carry here. Load that vest up. Alright, got brass knuckles up there. Got a machete for chopping wood. Pickaxe for burying my burying any loot I want to bury, and for making gardens so I can plant my food. Best way to play, as I said in the other episodes, don't survive, thrive. I'm sorry, no. Don't just survive, thrive as well. You want to survive and thrive. Survive and thrive, ladies and gentlemen. Matter of fact, I think I might. This town is clear so far. I might throw something in here. Maybe the DayZ gods will bless this garden in their rain, but I ain't got time to be sitting here watering. I'll do that when I'm hunkering down. We'll do that then. Alright, we'll throw down some pumpkin. Alright, let's roll. Next update. They need to make it so that you can farm it. Look at this, it's sitting here. You should be able to farm this. Look at all this. That's what everyone would do in a post-pandemic, post-apocalyptic, not post-pandemic, but post-apocalyptic. I mean, what am I talking about? That's the same end of the world, post-pandemic and or post-apocalyptic, you would farm this all this wood sitting here. Look at all that firewood you got to make fires and to build. Oh my, man, please make yeah, campfires and fires for the chimney and all. Man, please, them thick logs too. Off of one log, you can get a man. Big thick ones. And all they have to do to balance it out is to put like a lock on it to where we can only farm so much. That way it won't defeat the purpose of having the trees and having to cut down the trees and farm firewood from the trees and things like that. That makes perfect sense. I state this, I don't know how many seasons, 2 or 3 seasons now I've been talking about that. I'm surprised I didn't pick it up when I first started playing the game. I didn't realize that because it's always been there. Those props, those wood, piles of wood and stuff. That makes no sense for them to sit there. For what? All I have to do is have it to where, okay, well, 200 or maybe like 100 or 200, a couple hundred. It doesn't have to be no huge amount. Because again, if you can just farm the unlimited, I know the pile's sitting there, but if you can just, I know it's sitting there for unlimited amount of times, but if you could farm that unlimited amount of times, it would defeat the purpose of having the trees. That's why, you know, a while, it might have been 2 or 3 years ago when they dropped that update. Like now we have to use the, we can't just use duct tape for everything anymore. We used to could repair anything with duct tape. At least for me, it was at least most of the stuff. Now everything serves a purpose. Can openers, the leather repair kits, you have to use that to repair your boots and the vest now. You can't just use duct tape. Same with the sewing kit. Everything has a purpose. Because, see, it was defeating the purpose of having the leather repair kit and the sewing kit if I can just have like 3-4 rolls of duct tape in my inventory. There's no need to, you know what I mean? It's washing everything else out. So to make it fair, to make it balanced, everything has a purpose, like with a can opener. It's best to use a can opener when opening canned goods in this game because the food quality will remain full versus using like a knife or using like a hammer to pulverize it. And then when you open the food thing, it's half gone or only like down to like 30 or 40%. And then when you eat it, 2 bites you're done, and then you're hungry in 5 minutes. And you're not even out the town you were exploring. You know, you're starving all over again in less than 10 minutes. So with that being said, it's everything. It makes sense now to carry a can opener. I used to never carry that because I always, and I kind of still don't, to be honest. If you watch my stream, I got one on that account, but as you see, I'm not carrying one because I'm mainly eating fresh. Or I'll use this to open it because it doesn't ruin it too bad, in my opinion. But again, to each his own. Just explaining, that's why. If you're thinking, well, I'm not going to use why use a can opener? And you're actually right. That's true. Like I said, everyone's play style is different. Like I can just use the machete opener. I can just use the steak knife to open it. It's like, why freaking carry an opener? Doesn't take up much space, and again, your food quality will be much better. That's the reasoning. It'll be full still. It won't be. You won't pulverizing it, bashing the darn can with a sledgehammer, or bashing it with this pickaxe. Because that's why when you open it, with those weapons, you lose quality. Like the fertilizer, the garden line, so to speak. The purpose of that is so that you'll get a perfect or really good yields when you fertilize your garden. Instead of just throwing this, what I just throw the seeds in there and water it, or just throw them in there and wait for it to grow. The garden lime, I know it's heavy to carry around and kills your stamina. I don't really like to carry it as a high stamina build. I don't like to carry it around either, but with the play style I'm playing now, it makes perfect sense to. A vegan play style, and you're eating a lot of food from the garden, which needs to be watered. And you want to have good yields, because you can sit there and plant. And if you plant your last seed and it was in bad condition, there's a chance that you're gonna get a bad yield from that. And only thing you'll be able to do is pull it out, and so then you just waste it. You know what I mean? It happens. But if that was your last seed, what are you gonna do? But more than likely, that's not gonna be the case because you get so many back. That's why I say you thrive when you get set, but also it can suck when somebody kills you. But again, as I say, establish a route. All right, establish a route, and and then have your loot run set up. Establish a route, and make sure it's a good one for loot, and you'll be good to go. You'll get all your stuff back. And then your route, more than likely you're going to do, I was going to say, you should have it to where it's a military, during mask. Military base should be, one or two at least should be a part of your run. Which more than likely it will be. I know there's a police station almost in every town. It's a zombie with a bag on. Man, I'm telling you, gets me every time. There's a police station in most towns, because there isn't one in this one. So I mean, forage from the apple tree, forage from the trees. Boom, that's more food. Got one dried. Dried lasts longer. It won't, eat dried fruit in real life. It does. Even in real life, it has a long shelf life. It's dehydrated, so it won't, go rotten. I apply the same method to DayZ, man. Have more cooked than dried fruits. They last longer versus just carrying them around all raw, because they'll go bad in your inventory. I already have a sharpening stone. What am I talking about? But I'll take this one, because the one I have, this was full health. The one I have is getting ready to go. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. Are we near the... Go in here and sharpen this pickaxe. Try not to be in front of windows too much, but you can't even really help it. But the likelihood of you getting laser beam through a freaking window is slim to none, actually. So don't walk around in fear. Enjoy the process. We got here worn. My knife. How's the knife? Worn. All right. Probably just gonna drop this here and use the other one. Not really gonna get much of any more uses out of that. But anyway, guys, just in case somebody walks in here while I'm doing my outro, I always want to be prepared. I'll do it right here though, that way they can't immediately see me. All right, guys, thanks for watching. My name is Raven from the Sky, If you enjoyed the episode, drop a like and subscribe to help the channel and the series grow. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right? Peace out.